Hey everybody, hope you're having an awesome day. I know I am. Hey, I'm going to cook some bacon cheddar cheeseburger casserole today. But before we get started, I would really like it if you could hit that subscribe button down below, give me a thumbs up, and also hit that little bell icon right next to it. So I'm going to stand at my stove right now, and I'm going to start browning the ground beef. Now I will tell you, for those that think that keto is really expensive to do, we go out and buy ground beef, and we'll buy when it's on sale and buy the bigger family size packages, and then we'll break it into 1 pound packages. That way there we can get it at a pretty reasonable price, and you can do a lot of stuff with ground beef or hamburger or whatever you want to call it, right? So that's what we're going to use. Again, I have it on the stove. It's starting to cook now, so I'm not going to make you watch me cook it. But I will say, so we're going to add some of the ingredients in now just so you see what they are. All right. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of this is garlic salt. So I'm going to just put a little bit in. Then I'm going to take a little bit of black pepper. I'm going to grind and put a little bit of that in. This will be all my seasoning stuff. Season the meat. I'm going to put a little bit of pink salt in it. Now I will say that this is part of my my weekly meal prep, so we will take this and divide it into certain portions and help for some of this week to eat. Now this is onion powder, so I'm going to put a little bit of onion powder in there. And really you can season the meat any way you want it. And this is actually, I gotta open a brand new one. So this is actually garlic, ground garlic already. So rather than taking the garlic and taking a couple cloves and crushing them, and if you want to do that, that's fine. But I'm looking for the easy way out. So, I think I need to. My TV's on in the background. Hold on a second. Oh no. Sorry about that. I forgot that it was on. Sorry. So I'm gonna sprinkle some of this in there. So this is just ground garlic. Lost my train of thought. So I'm just gonna sprinkle like a little bit of this. This will give that garlic taste. So now all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna brown this, and once this is all browned, we'll come back. We're gonna transfer this to a casserole pan, and then we'll prepare the rest of it over on the counter over here and put it into the oven. So I'll be back once this is all done and ready to go. Sorry about the TV. So hopefully it wasn't too much of a nuisance. If you're interested in what the show was, let me know. Comment down below and I'll tell you what it was. All right. So, all right, everybody, I'm back. The meat is all browned up and ready to go. Now I put it on a couple of plates just because of the fact I'm trying to get as much of the grease off as I can, because I don't want it to incorporate it into the casserole. So that's why I'm kind of got this in 2 different plates like this. I'm going to actually spread this out a little bit, although we're going to mix it up a little bit. Now I have started my oven. I'm putting it on 350. And we're going to cook this when we're done. So right now I'm going to break all the eggs in here. I got 8 eggs. They don't run off on me. So we're going to break the 8 eggs into this. I guess maybe I should have broke the eggs ahead of time. It would have saved a couple of minutes there, huh? So I broke the 8 eggs. Now I'm going to take and I'm going to mix in the, actually I'm going to mix that for a minute. Just until then I'll incorporate the other ingredients. So basically all I'm going to do is just mix it a little bit, just to get the eggs broke and the yolks broke and everything. So after I do that, I'm going to pour in, this is, so I got 8 eggs, I got the 2 pounds of ground beef that I've done. So I put the seasoning in, like I said, you can season it any way you want. 8 eggs, this is 1 cup of heavy whipping cream I'm going to pour in here. This is 1 cup of sugar-free salsa sauce. Just make sure you check the labels. Just about almost, a lot of them have sugar in them, so you want to check them. This actually happens to be just one of your major brands, and you just check the labels and just make sure. Then I'm just going to whip these together like this. Try to get everything incorporated, mixed up good together. And you can see it starts taking like a kind of a creamy because of the heavy cream. It kind of looks like an orangey color, so because of the salsa sauce. So once you get it all mixed together, what we're going to do is we're going to incorporate some of the cheese. We're only going to use about 2/3 of the cheese right now. We're going to save some because we're going to put it on the top of the mixture. I'm going to put a little bit in here. I'm going to mix it in, then I'll put some more in with it. And it's easier for me to incorporate it like that. That's about 2/3 of it. So we're going to mix this all together. This is going to give us that creamy cheeseburger taste to it, with a little bit of a bite. I use the medium salsa, so it will have a little bit of a bite. I like spicy. Unfortunately, as I get older, it doesn't necessarily like me. So once I get this all put together like this, I'm actually going to pour a little bit of this on here and then start to incorporate it. Mix it in. Now I am on this last little bit. I'm going to take the, this is 1 cup of bacon all cut up and shredded up. So, you know, you can take a bunch of strips and cook them and then break them up, or you can go out and buy the bacon crumbles or something like that if you don't want to do that. So this is 1 cup of bacon bits. So we're gonna throw this into that last little mixture before we dump it into here, and we're gonna incorporate this into the mixture. I'm going to pour this on here again. All right. So then we're going to mix this all up. Hopefully not make too big of a mess. So you really want to make sure that you really mix it well. Make sure the hamburger and the wet mix is mixed together really well. So once that's incorporated, everything's in there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the remaining part of this cheese and I'm going to sprinkle it along the top. Again, you can put as much cheese as you want on here. It's really up to you. If you really like it cheesy, you can take a little bit more. That's what I think I'm going to do. I'm a big cheese fan, so I love cheese. So that's all there is to it. Now we're gonna throw this in the oven for about 16 minutes. And then we're gonna let it bring it out. I'll show you what it looks like when it comes out. All right, and here it goes. Turn the timer on. I will tell you that my oven seems to cook a little slower than some of the other ones, especially when they call out on the recipes. So I put it in for a couple extra minutes. So I put it in for 18 minutes instead of 16 minutes. I'll check on it as we go along and see how it's doing. Hey, if you like this stuff, subscribe, thumbs up. I really appreciate it. And a little bell icon over on the side. It would be a great thing for me. I'm sure that hopefully that you're enjoying this, and you let me know what you think. Like I said, this is part of our meal prepping for the week, so we'll get a meal out of it today, and probably three meals out during the week out of that. So hopefully you enjoyed it. We'll talk more about it when it comes out of the oven, and I'll show you what it looks like. All right, I think it's ready. I left it in for an extra 5 minutes. The cheese wasn't bubbling the way I wanted it to bubble, so I'm going to take it out. We'll take a look at it. So this is a casserole. I'm going to come over. I'm going to grab the camera and bring you over and show you what it looks like. You can kind of see. Looks pretty good. I like that cheese to firm up a little bit more, but it looks good. So the camera's back there. So what we're going to do now is we're going to let it cool for, I'm going to say 10 or 15 minutes or so, 20 minutes. Then we'll come back at that and we'll do the taste test. We'll go through the macros on it. They're pretty good, so I think you're going to find that this is one of those dishes where you could have a nice piece of it, and a little bit of vegetables with it or something, and have a really nice meal. So we'll be back in a few minutes when it cools off so that we can actually do the taste test, and then we'll talk about the macros. All right, I think it's cool enough to taste now, so I'm going to take a little corner piece of it here, break it off. I'll show you what it looks like. Looks pretty good. So I'm going to take a little piece of it. That's pretty good. The taste the cheese, and you can taste the bacon and that salsa. It gives it a really nice twang to it. So a nice flavor to it. So really good. So again, I'm sorry. Now, again, this is pretty easy to make. It's not that hard. So you should be able to do this pretty fairly fast. It's a great way to get prepped for the week and get everything out of the way. Like I said, this makes about 8. So if you divide it up into 8 servings, and then it makes 8 different meals. Again, we will probably have this tonight for dinner, and then we'll have another one later in the week. And we may freeze one and have one at the end of the week or next week. So we do a little bit of that freezing and then thawing out for the week. So again, 8 servings in this. So each of these servings is about 20 grams of fat. So there's a lot of fat and a lot of good fat in it, right? So you get the hamburger fat. Now I did drain most of it off, so it should be fairly clean, but you get all the cheese that's in there, as well as the heavy cream that's in there. So you get a lot of fats in there. So if you're trouble hitting your fats, this would be a good one. Carbs, a serving is only 3 carbs. So really, really good, right? So you can eat a nice piece of it, maybe even 2 pieces of it, and still have a lot of room for some other things. Now it's 3 total carbs, 1 fiber in this, right? There's 63 grams of protein in it, so there's a lot of protein in here because of the hamburger and the bacon in it. And again, so I got the 3 carbs plus 1 fiber, that makes it 2 net carbs. So 2 pieces of this is only 4 net carbs, right? So really good. So if you liked it, you thought it was worth it, you'd like to see more of these, a good dinner idea, let me know down below what you think of it. Hey, if you make it, let me know what you think of the taste of it. It's a pretty good dish to make. You know, it's just a wonderful idea to get it and make it on a Sunday afternoon, and then you have your lunches for the week, or a combination of, you can have this one day and something else the next. And we will be doing some more meal prepping over the course of the next couple of days for the next couple of weeks. So if you liked it, thumbs up, subscribe. I really appreciate it. Let me know what you think. Again, if there's something that you would like to see me cook, or if there's something you'd like me to see review, we had talked about doing there's a couple new protein bars out, so we thought about doing a taste test on a couple of the new protein bars and see how they taste, and whether we like them better than the current ones that we're using. And you have any ideas like that as well, let me know. I really appreciate it. And just remember that you guys are awesome, and we will talk to you next time.